he would be my starter from day one, and I would grow and build with him. So now year 2, year 3 come around. Now you have an experienced young quarterback that you're investing in. Hopefully he can be your franchise.
I got to start here. We just saw another Boston team win a trophy. The Celtics got their 18th title, which is insane. But bigger picture here, I think, is that it was the 13th championship by a Boston area team since 2000 between the Patriots, the Celtics, Red Sox, Bruins. And you personally claimed 2 of those during your 10 seasons with New England. So I feel like there's something I might be missing here. Like, is there something in the water? I don't know how to explain the crazy run in the 2000s for Boston, but what's going on, man?
Boston breed champions, and I tell people all the time, it's title time. When you look around and just see all the work that has been done over the course of the years, like you said, the last 2 decades, just Boston along what they've done, but the Celtics all the way back when Bill Russell and those guys, what they've done when it comes to sports is amazing, and it was awesome playing up there. The best fans ever, they either gonna love you or they're gonna hate you. If you don't, and it's very rare that they hate you, but if you don't do what you're supposed to do, they'll run you out of town. But like, they love their sports. They embrace their sports. They've grown to be spoiled, which is a good thing because we spoiled them by winning. So it's like, when you don't have a winning season, that's a bad season. But I love that city, man. And I love what it stands for when it comes down to their sports teams and how they rally around them. I think the biggest fan base in football, in sports, because everywhere you look, it's a title somewhere. So congratulations. And I grew up a Celtics fan. So I'm not the type of guy that jump on the bandwagon. I actually grew up a Celtics fan. So to see them continue to win, I saw them as a young kid win, and being a part of, in 2008 when they won, and then the Red Sox in 2007, and we undefeated. So I was a part of those great runs, and I embraced every bit of it. So I love Boston.
Oh, man, well, I'm from Indiana, so I'm a little jealous over here, but congratulations on that. You must be on cloud 9 right now. Got to put you on the spot here, of course. You won 2 Super Bowls with the Pats, but if you could only pick one of them, would it be beating the Eagles in Super Bowl 39 or being front and center to one of the most insane endings of all time when you guys beat the Seahawks in Super Bowl 49? Which one would you pick?
I'll pick the Seahawks, but the one Super Bowl that I'll pick over all of them, even though we lost, was the second Giants. That probably hurt me the most, and probably worried me for the rest of my life, just because I thought we were good enough. I thought we had a good team. We had a young team, and everybody we were a family. Like, we played together, and that was the year we lost Myra Kraft. So that team, we wanted nothing more but to win, not for ourselves, but for Mr. Kraft and the organization. And that took a big blow out of me. And the crazy thing is, I was just with him a couple of weeks ago, and I told him that. I said, one of the hardest games of my career was losing that Super Bowl. It wasn't the undefeated season. It wasn't the miraculous, interception. I'll say that was the toughest game of my career, because I knew what it meant for the organization, and I knew how the team felt. And it was just the embracement in that locker room, from the coaches, from the players to the training. When I tell you, everybody, we were so knitted, and we wanted to win for the Kraft family. That was a tough loss in my career.
Those are the kind of things that haunt you, but oh my God.
What do you think?
I can only imagine. Yeah. I do have to say, though, the Malcolm Butler interception, seeing your arms fly up in the air, running down the field. Could you relive that moment for us for a second? Tell us what was going on in your mind when you turned around, saw the ball in his hand.
Leading up to that, it was a great catch on the sideline. Malcolm was covering the guy. He caught, I forget the guy name, ball went out, I can't remember. But he caught the ball on the ground, right? And we kind of touched him at the last minute. Then he got up, they ran to play with beast mode, got it down there. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, hey, we knew this was going to come. Like, it's the Super Bowl, right? It's going to
Right.
come down to guys making plays and you missing plays. So I'm like, we just have to stay in it because on that sideline, we got a guy by the name of Tom Brady. So in my mind, I'm like, hey, let's just play each down and just let's be correct. Can't
Right.
have no mental breakdown or anything like that. So when they lined up, I thought for sure they would run the ball, but I knew the defense that we brought in that they kind of didn't know what we were doing. All they saw was big guys coming in, but we actually had matched them up on the back end with our DBs. So they chose to throw the ball, and I don't blame them for throwing that ball because it was second down. So you had to throw the ball at some point. You know, if you get it third down, now we can match up, and it's a lot harder because now you can't catch a surprise. So when they threw it, it was just a great football play. That play, probably you run that play 10 more times, probably 10 times is incomplete, but, for some reason, Faye was on our side and Malcolm made a hell of a play. I played that and we covered that practice. That's one thing about Seattle. When they got down to the red area, they didn't change much. So they had their core plays that they ran. They just flopped sides. So Bill Belichick had us prepare for anything that they can throw at us down there. And, we played that play to perfection. So you can't draw that play up like that anymore. I promise you can't. So and that was the greatest moment, just the feeling. And I tell people, they always ask me about what does it feel to be a Super Bowl? I'm like, it's nothing you can explain it. You have to be a part of it. And I've been on both sides, losing them and winning them. So and I experience both of them, and losing sucks. I'll tell you that. Having the other team confetti hit you walking off, that's a tough feeling. So, so being able to win it is a dream come true from every young child that played, the game of football. They want to be a Super Bowl champ. So I had the luxury, and I've been blessed to win two and lose two, and just be in that moment throughout my career.
Right. You mentioned Bill very quickly on him and Tom. It seems obviously like Bill might end up with a new team somewhere next year, but in your opinion, how do you think both of them have handled life off of the football field?
I think, people personal life is personal life. I mean, you go through things in life, but I know both of those guys are warriors, and it don't stop on the field. It's in their life, regular life, they are warriors. So they're going to do things the way that they want to do things. And hopefully it's, if somebody like it, oh well. If they don't like it, oh well too. So it really don't affect them like that. But one thing I could speak on both of them is they're super competitive. They're very lovable. They're caring. They care about people. And, it was plenty of times where, I can walk to Bill's office and just have a real conversation with him, not even about football. And that's a luxury you get being coached by Bill Belichick. But what everybody else sees, they see this guy that's just straightforward in football, but inside him, deep down, like he's very caring, and he understands a lot of people and a lot of things. And I enjoy my friendship and learning him off the field because it meant a lot to me to just see him as a normal person. And that's what we got a chance. Anybody that was coached by Bill Belichick, they knew his door was always open to come talk about whatever. And Tom the same way, Tom is not a typical quarterback. Typical quarterbacks, some of them be some, snobs and don't want to do this and don't want to do that. But Tom was so opposite. Tom was sitting aside 50 things. He'll take pictures and he'll do all of that stuff. And I mean, we're talking Tom Brady. So I really appreciated the person he is, the teammate he was on and off the field because he showed us what it is to be a champion in life.
Got to talk about these current Patriots very quickly. Obviously, they made a big splash in the draft, taking Drake Maye. I had a chance to actually talk to the guy before the draft, and I was honestly really blown away by him. Really, really kind dude. What do you know about him personally, and do you also think that he is the guy to bring this team back into that prominence?
I think you have to start somewhere. And I think for Patriots to pick him 3 overall, it was something that they saw in him that they feel they can win and build with as a franchise quarterback. I like him. He's very lovable. He's very coachable. He's a quick learner. I love his size. I love his attributes. I love all of that things. But, it's something about being a professional.
Right.
Not saying he don't have the talent. He does. To go 3 overall, he has the talent. It's putting it together now at this stage, on this grand stage of NFL. And I think it's going to take some time with it. But, for me, I can't be a head coach because if I'm picking a guy like that and my organization is in the situation that they're in, I'm playing him right away because no matter what, whenever he takes the lead and lead that team, he's going to be a rookie all over again because he's his first time playing. So I'm like, I'll bite the bullet now because we rebuilding anyway. So he would be my starter from day one, and I will grow and build with him. So now year 2 and year 3 come around. Now you have an experienced young quarterback that you're investing in. Hopefully he can be your franchise. Now you got him to a point where you should start to see all of that pay off. So that's just me. I know there's a lot more that goes into those decision making. So I'm not saying that they're wrong for whatever they choose to do. But if I was the coach, that's what I would do.
Yeah. And speaking of head coaches, your former teammate, Jerod Mayo, is taking the helm in New England. Yeah. You spent a handful of years with him. Could you tell us a little bit about him, the person he is, and why you think he's right for the job?
Well, because he's a student of the game. I mean, from day one, people have to realize from day one, Jerod was drafted and he was a captain. So he was a captain on the Bill Belichick team with had a lot of guys and a lot of veterans around on that team that should have been a leadership role. So that just speaks how much Bill saw in him to bring him in at that caliber, be a first rounder. And he played. I mean, he played like a coach. So I knew we weren't going to be out of place. I had full confidence in him as a rookie. Like, hey, you're going to get us lined up. You're going to get us to play. So just his football IQ alone tell him he needs to be a head coach. And now with his playing history, with understanding the game and understanding individuals, he's a young coach that played it. I think that team is going to play for him because he's been there. There's something about having a coach that played the game and coming in with a different mindset and a different enthusiasm about him. And that's what he brings his team, So the team is looking at him like, hey, it's a young coach. He's energetic. He's going to get us riled up. And from what I've seen, from the press I've seen and I've been there, they're thriving around their head coach. So a team takes on their head coach personality. And I think if they continue to do that, they'll be okay. I have nothing but faith in my brother. And I know he's going to do the right thing and he's going to make the right decisions. So I'm pulling for him definitely 100%.
Hey, sports fans, if you want to see more conversations with athletes and stars, check out these videos right here and be sure to subscribe for more from USA Today Sports.